In your opinion, what does the future of smart work look like? You mentioned smart work in the article. How will a typical work day be different than it is today?
What I think is that one of the things that this modernization and tech-driven, smart work environment that we all strive for, find ourselves in, hope to get into, uh, is it's going to provide us with that precious commodity of time, like we talked about. And I feel that way because it's going to enable us to just work differently. We're going to be able to be the creative, individuals that we are in the roles that we're in that creative kind of marketing, business development, growth development, whatever it is for your company, where you have to be that creative, individual within the company. It's going to give us the ability to reflect on what our tasks are, how can we best get them done, to analyze things better, right? Here are my tasks. Here's what I have to get done. How do I really fully assess how to best do that? How do I, you know, give the mind and the time to that, while I'm trying to achieve these goals and collaborate, right? Collaborate more effectively. Most of us get so busy that we don't have the time to jump on the phone and have a call, jump on a Zoom call, and have meaningful discussions about best practices. What were things we did in the past that weren't so great? What were things we did, in the present that we could improve? And what are things we'd like to do based on this information that we've had time now to discuss because we were able to collaborate and carve out those minutes out of the day, which before perhaps we couldn't, right? Because we're just keeping up and keeping up and keeping up and not assessing. And lastly, stronger and more meaningful relationships, right? Relationships are what this industry tends, in my opinion, to really be built on. So it essentially filters out that sort of mundane, perhaps a little bit of the chaos, perhaps a little bit of the redundancy that we all get into, and it just becomes part of our day to day. And if we don't take the time to kind of pause and really reflect on that, we're never going to work smarter. So it's going to give us better data, better information, which is going to lead to greater overall growth for our business. But none of this can happen, in my opinion, if you don't fully leverage, master, and utilize the technology that you've invested in. And that's where some people, I think, fall short sometimes, is they make these great investments, but they never fully leverage that tool that they've spent a lot of time onboarding into their organization. Does that make sense? I hope, Rita.
It does make sense. Yeah. And now that you mentioned that, I'm thinking of all the various tools that I use and if I'm using them to their fullest extent. Like I
Mm.
never, a lot of the times you don't get training, you just, you're given a program, you're like, here, use it. So
Yeah, yeah,
it's making me think definitely a lot there.
yeah,
And I like
yeah.
what you said about, giving us the ability to do, more deep work and more collaborative work and all of the
Yes.
the relationship building, all of the really human things and leaving the technology to do all the mundane things. That sounds
Yeah.
wonderful.